Hi there, in this tutorial I'm going to teach you how we would add some more pages to the sub-menu section. So currently you can tell that this page curriculum has some sub-menu simply by the arrow to the right hand side of it, and you can tell that awards, gallery, statutory information and login, all of these pages have sub-menu items under it. You can see it there. Once I've clicked on curriculum, we can see it represented here. So now I want to create some sub-menu items for About Us page. It's very simple. I'm going back to that page that I created in the previous tutorial, which is sample page 1. I'm going to create 3 pages: sample page 1, sample page 2 and sample page 3. And here's how I'm going to do it. Very simply, I'm going to copy to a new draft. So instead of sample page 1, I'm now going to call my new draft, which is clone of this same exact page, sample page 2. So let's copy that to a new draft. Okay, so sample page 1 is listed here, and I'm going to change that to sample page 2. And then again, I'm going to copy the contents of my page name, and it's always important to edit this area here because this is the actual URL, the link that people will see appear in the top section. So I'm going to make it correspond to what we see here: sample page 2, sample page 2. I'm going to click on publish. So now I've got another page called sample page 2. And guess what? I want a third page called sample page 3. So to make it easier, once I'm inside here, this sample page 2, I can also copy to a new draft. So you select that. So now this is the easiest way I've used to create 3 whole pages for myself. And I'm going to rename this at the end 3. Press OK. Once that's accepted, I'll click on publish. And now I've got 3 pages in total. Let's have a look at all my pages. All pages, and I can see them all listed here. Let's go. Where is it? Where have I listed it? Okay. All right. I'm gonna do a search here for sample. So it will now show me sample page 1, 2, 3 are now part of my newly published pages. So the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add all of these 3 pages under the About Us menu. Okay, so the idea will be that under About Us I'm going to create a menu system for it, a sub-menu system. So the best way to do this is we will select at the top menus. So here I am. I want to put them under About Us page. Okay, now what's also very important to understand is that once we add this, okay, we have to also order them accordingly, because you may want, for example, sample page 3 to be the first one, and sample page 2 to be the second one, and sample page 1 to be the third one. So let's just start by firstly selecting all 3 pages, add to the menu, and it will drop it all the way to the very bottom of my pages here. Okay, which is fine. So now I want to drag and drop this to the appropriate area. So I will select this portion here, click on to the top. So I'm going to send that menu item all the way to the top. We can see it here, sample page 3, and then I'm going to drag and drop it under About Us. So I go all the way again and I do the same action to sample page 2 to the top. I'm going to do the same again to sample page 1 to the top. So now I've got all my 3 pages: sample page 1, sample page 2 and sample page 3. So now I need to organize it. 2, I would like it to go under here, and 1, I'd like it to go under here. So this is actually the ordering I'm looking at here, but it may not necessarily be the way it will be represented. Okay, so once I save it first, I'm going to have a look. What does it look like on the front page? Okay, so we select visit the main site, and then we'll look at About Us page, and we can see that it hasn't been represented here. Why? The question is very simple, and the answer is even simpler. They've not been represented simply because those 3 pages, we haven't told them who is the parent page. So here's how we do it. Okay, we go back to all pages. Okay, we have listed here. And because my pages are called sample page, I'm just going to do a search in the top section here so that I can see everything called sample pages listed here. And there's also something I can do once I can see them listed in this way. I can click on quick edit parent. Who's going to be the parent of this page? So I will select, and then I'll say, aha, I want it to be the About Us page to be the parent. And if I'm happy, I'll click on update. And I'll do the same as well to page 2. Parent, About Us page, update. I'll do the same to sample page 3, parent, About Us page, update. Great. So I've done it to all 3. So if I go back to my About Us page, I can right click it, click on the refresh button or the reload button, or F5 on your keyboard. In this instance, I'm just going to click on the refresh button here, and it will now show me 1, 2, 3 listed here. As simple as that. Sample page 1, I click on it and it'll take me to sample page 1, sample page 2, sample page 3, and there we are. So all our pages are listed. But let's say now I would like to reorder these pages. Perhaps I want sample page 3 to be the first page listed on this. Very simple. You go back to your pages that you see listed here, and I'm going to type in sample so I can see all the pages listed as sample. Okay, here's also how I know that the parent page is About Us, because it says it here. So I'm going to make sample page 3 become the first page. Here's how we do it. Okay, we'll do a quick edit here, and we'll call this one order. Order is representing, what order do you want it to be? 0 will represent the first, and 1 will represent the second, and 2 will represent the third. So in this instance, I want number sample page 3 to be the first one, so I'll make it 0. I'll keep it at 0, so no change required there. Number 2, I'm going to make number 2 become 1 in terms of the order, 1, and I'll click on update. Sample page 1, I'm going to quick edit and say 2, so it becomes a third in my order. So now I've ordered them as I would like them to be. Okay, so let's just check. That's right, that's exactly what I would like it to be. Now I'm going to right click, refresh my page, and let's see how the order will change. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. And that's exactly what we're trying to achieve in this tutorial, to reorder it exactly as we would like to. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please, if there's any other thing you require, feel free to come back to me. I'm Emmanuel, and thank you very much for watching this video tutorial. Goodbye.